Georgetown. This is where Chief Pluggy, McClellan Station, was assassinated. The Mohawk Chief Pluggy, was killed in Georgetown. 1776, while Washington was crossing the Delaware River, Georgetown was killing Mohawk Chief Pluggy. Skippakithkee is a few miles away from Winchester. This is all Fort Boonesboro. Right now is the Natural Bridge State Resort Park. Then there's Prestonsburg Station. Coming up here you got Campton, Ashland. I want to go on the Mountain Parkway. The Burt T. Combs Mountain Parkway. You actually cannot get to Skippakithkee on Mountain Expressway because it's 974 is where you need to go. 974 to Kidville. Yeah, don't go that way. Burt T. Combs Mountain Expressway will not get you to Skippakithkee. You got to go some other way, unless you want to go past it to Clay City and backtrack. Okay, so I'm in my car. And you can't see anything. It's pitch dark. I thought the light from the LCD screen would show something, but it doesn't. I'm just in the middle of Montgomery County, I think, at a Skippakithkee. I'm around IndianOldFields. I passed it up actually a little bit, and I'm just in the middle of a driveway in the middle of the mountains in the middle of nowhere. Saw it said for sale sign that pointed back here, and it's a long driveway, so I'm just going to stake out here for the night. This reminds me of several times, actually. One time I was in Harlan County and I spent the night, and that was after I got some fucking gangsta woman was getting all crazy with me. "Oh, your camera, get your camera out of here, bitch." See, another time is Lexington, when I was staying in eastern Kentucky, but I was working in Lexington for the Nader campaign. The Taekwondo guy, I forget what he was teaching, some sort of South American fighting style, capoeira, the capoeira class. Right outside there. I also felt like this. And in Minnesota, my friend said I could stay at his house, and then when I got there, his mom was a bitch. Fucking piece of shit bitch. I drove like fucking 8 hours, and she wouldn't even let me stay there. So, I don't think I'll die, but if I do, this is a little journey to say what had happened to me. Hey, what happened to him? Oh, okay. That's what happened. Alright. Clark County is named after George Rogers Clark, who was a Moss Indian killer. So it went from being a Shawnee stronghold to the land of Indian killers. Here at Winchester. Right here at the Winchester Courthouse. Some historical marker here. It's Clark County. And they here named in honor of the Revolutionary War hero, General George Rogers Clark. But the first battle of the Revolution was the Battle of Point Pleasant, Lord Dunmar's War, and the last one was the Battle of Blue Licks, which was against the Indians. George Rogers Clark was an Indian killer. Tecumseh, which was maybe born just right over the hills. His father was born at a Skippakithkee in Clark County. And I think his brother and sisters were too. And they're going to honor this invader, this occupier. They said that Clark County was created in 1792. That had been the same year that Kentucky was formed. a 2-room log cabin courthouse built here in 1794 on land donated by John Baker. And replaced by 2-story building, 3rd courthouse, 1821, where Henry Clay was argued. Henry Clay argued his last case before a jury in 1849. Here in Winchester, just driving through the downtown area. Skippakithkee is probably about 10 minutes away from here. Just off 15 by Kidville Road. There's a marker here just off the side of the road. Can't even tell. It's a weird place to say, hey, take a look at this. It says rare 1860 tombstones. In the burial ground 1/4 mile east are 2 rare Carrara marble tombstones carved in Italy. The world-renowned sculptor. Something about Henry Clay. He did Henry Clay statue. Anyways, I don't understand having these historical markers on the side of the road like this. I'm driving on 15 south from Winchester, and I think this is the IndianOldFields historical marker. I just passed it up real fast, and it's just right off the side of the road, so really it's kind of hard to even if you want to check it out and read it. It says site of a Skippakithkee, sometimes called Kentucky, located on the Warriors Path. This meeting place for traders and Indian hunters was the last of the Kentucky Indian towns occupied by the Shawnees, 715 to 754. John Finley had a store here, traded with the Indians, 752. Daniel Boone viewed the beautiful level of Kentucky from this point on June 7th, 1769. So, where did the Shawnee go? We don't know. Did John Finley do something to him? He was there in 752. Did some other people kill him? Did they get killed by the Indians? Did they get killed by the white people? Did they burn their own town down? That's what some people say, that they burnt their own town down. So IndianOldFields, Skippakithkee. I'm going to go back the other way and see what the other side says. It says the exact same thing. Skippakithkee, place called Kentucky, located on the Warriors Path, meeting place for traders and Indian scouters. I don't know. So that's the monument for the last town in Kentucky, in Clark County, named after George Rogers Clark, the Indian killer. I then turned on 974. There's Golf's Corner First Church of God. There's the corner market. This is Kidville Road. Also, it's 974. 974 will take me to where there's IndianOldFields sign and Arrowhead sign and some other things up here. It says Graham Farms here. It says Indian Fields, Kentucky. It's on, what did I say, 974. Right next to it is the Childers, Indian Field Farms. And it goes wherever. It's just a big flat field. I do wish I would have got here during the day, but gotta do what I gotta do. This is Kentucky Road. I say 974, Winchester, Kidville Road. Kentucky was known to have lots of Indians here. The Uchee, Delaware, the Creek Indians, Cherokee Indians, Chickasaw, Shawnee, also Delaware, Iroquois, to a lesser extent. There's Childers Indian Fields Farm, Indian Fields Farm. So this is Kentucky, right? And up here there's also another Indian Fields Farm that just passed there. But there's a Indian Oil Fields. Sometimes it's Old Fields, but I saw an IndianOldFields sign. And oil makes me think that there was oil here. I saw coal up at in northern Kentucky, so it made me think that there's oh, here it is, Oil Spring Road. So Oil Spring Road. Oil Spring Road makes me think that it's the that there's oil springs there, right? So there's oil coming up from the ground, black gold. Why do you think the Indians were killed. They were killed for the natural resources. This was nice flat land here, nice big flat space for them to be able to raise their crops and to be able to clear out all this land. It would have took them, you know, quite some time because it was all wooded. So they would have had to blaze the path, blaze the nice flat area. So in Yawahoo Falls, 1810, with the Cherokee, they straight up, John Sevier, S-E-V-I-E-R, straight up killed 100 Cherokee, innocent Cherokee, the last remaining innocent old men, women, and children at Yawahoo Falls, because they were sitting on a salt lick, and the salt was big trade back in the day. Here's Arrowhead Lane, and Arrowhead Lane looks like it's just a private drive, so I'm not sure exactly what that's about. If that's a real, maybe just some private person wanting to highlight the Indian heritage here. But they straight up, John Sevier killed 100 Cherokee people at Yawahoo Falls so he could steal their salt, steal the resources out from underneath them. And that's what the entire western expansion was. The race to the frontier was a capitalistic endeavor. Daniel Boone coming into Kentucky was a capitalist endeavor. He came in here for the land company, I think the Ohio Land Company, or the Transylvania Land Company with Richard Henderson. So a bunch of land speculators, a bunch of people that want to just take the resources, coal barons, oil barons, salt barons, fur barons, anybody that wanted to take the plush resources of Kentucky. So that's what makes me think with the Oil Springs Road is that there probably was oil here. There may have been oil here. So the Yuchi, Delaware, you had a ton of different tribes of Indians that were all over the place in Kentucky. They settled here. They had permanent residence here. They said that they were here for 50 years. Well, that was until they got wiped out, right? Until they got killed. So you can't hate somebody for not permanently living here if they're all dead. And the Cherokee had lots of permanent settlements in the eastern Kentucky mountains. Here in Clark County, named after George Rogers Clark, who was an Indian genocider. They got, you know, I think Boonesboro is close by here, so they have all these wonderful museums or whatever for Boonesboro, for Daniel Boone.